Well, so far so good. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, what I'm doing is the roof panel that was removed way back. I'm on just giving it a recovering with, it's basically just vinyl. Originally it would have been done in leather, but I mean, a piece of leather for this is going to be very expensive, so just went with it's a decent quality vinyl. It actually has a grain that is pretty close to the original leather, so taking it. So that's the route we're going with it. I don't know if you can see, but as usual, this would have been the absolute perfect day to get the high build on the car. But it's British weather for you. So next few days I'm just going to be working on this. I've got the hood here and I've got the rear wheel cover there. I'm just going to, as I've got time, just hit them with a sander, just get them ready so they can go into primer. And that's all I'm doing at the moment. I've got a lot of other things on this week, so obviously can't be at the shop. And just figured, while I've got the time and while the sun's shining, I'll get a few of these little jobs done. But it's going to be a couple of weeks before I'm back working on the Wolseley. I am going back to the shop next week, but that is part of the Chevy day trip thing. So yeah, just figured stick the camera on, just grab a few shots of what I'm up to. Hopefully I'll get this, well, I'm going to leave this all day to sit in the sunshine. I've got the glue on there, and then I'll come back and finish off all these edges, get it trimmed and everything. Anyway, I'll probably stick the camera on 2 or 3 more times as I'm working through, especially the hood, because it's got that central hinge. So I've got to figure out how that comes apart. And that's it. Well, coming along nicely there. I've got the vinyl glued to the main part of this panel. I haven't done the edges yet because I want to leave a little bit of slack there so I could work on them. What I do on the corner here is basically put a 45-degree angle across it, cut there, and then when this falls over, you'll get a nice corner. Now at the front here, it actually has, this is an odd shape here at the front, and what the original had was a little piece cut and glued over the corner and then the vinyl folded over it. That's just sitting there drying nicely. The front edge, now this is the edge that goes towards the front of the car. What I'm doing is I'm leaving a longer length on here, wider. Then I'll glue it, and then what I'll do is I'll go along with something like Gorilla Glue on the edge, because one of the problems with the original one was it was just folded over this edge, and I don't know if you can see, it was glued along there, but as the sunroof was opened and closed, it actually pulled this edge back off and was just pulling it back out. So to counteract that, if I take it further in and then go with something strong like Gorilla Glue, leave it overnight, I think that'll do it. But otherwise it's come along quite nicely there. Again, 45-degree angle on this corner. I've also done the 45 at the front here, but again I've had to put that little piece back in. I'm not sure if that was in there originally, but it was there when I took the old covering off, so I'm putting it back. And yeah, that's going to be it. I want to try and get this finished today, and then I'll start sanding the cover, the wheel cover, and the hood, which I've got elsewhere. It's yeah, that might be tomorrow by the time I get to that, but I'm happy with the progress so far. Okay, so got that corner glued in now, the other one's already drying. So plan is, where are we at? Right, so I will put glue along there. Well, obviously I'm going to put glue along there, but I'll put the lightweight glue along there. That's just going to stop it moving around. Then what I'll do is I'll put maybe 4 spots of Gorilla Glue, and once that's folded over, I will then put 2 of these. One will go on the bottom, one will go on the top, and I'll clamp it. Now obviously the Gorilla Glue takes overnight to dry, and this lightweight adhesive takes about 5 hours to properly cure. So what I'll probably do is do this side. It should tack up within an hour. I'll do that side and then I'll just play it by ear, just see where it goes from there. But this, wait a minute. So as you can see, I've cut it slightly proud of the actual mark that I made, and that is just to give me a little bit of leeway, so when I stretch it I can get a nice corner on it there. Now I need to trim a little bit more off that, but you know, but it's easier to take it off than it is to glue it back on. Anyway, onward and upward, as they say. Okay, that's there and it's clamped. I'll leave this 30 minutes and then I'll do the other side, and then that ensures that it is kept nice and flat. And then it's the edges, and then that's it. Did end up adding some masking tape. It was mainly just to pull some tension into it, but otherwise it is coming along nicely. Okay, let's stick the top on the glue and go and have 10 minutes while this, well, 30 minutes while this tacks up. So this ended up rolling into the next day, but finally got the rest of it glued and secured. Have went round all of these edges, especially on this side. This is the side that will see movement. Got hit it with a good old Gorilla Glue. Leave that till, I'll leave that overnight now to dry. And that's this panel complete. A couple of little areas where I may have to just adjust here and there, but overall it'll do the job it's intended to. So yeah, there we have it. I took these corners in a little bit more, but yeah, overall it's come out quite good. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna put this to one side and I'm going to bring the hood out and start dismantling that. So, be right back. Well, there we have it. It's all done. There's a couple of little pieces left to trim, but I'll leave it overnight, make sure it's all nice and dry. So, that's basically it for that. Let's get on with that hood. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, I'm about to start dismantling this hood. A few things I'm not entirely sure on, but a few things I'm not entirely sure about, but you know, we'll figure it out. I think the first thing is I'm going to remove the hardware from either side. I think that seems the easiest, so yeah, let's begin. So this is incredibly tight. Okay, well, that bit isn't, but this is incredibly tight in there, and it looks like it just taps out. However, yeah, I've had a punch on it with a hammer and I can't get it to move, but my concern is it would be getting it back together. Yes, I don't know. Now all I need to do is actually sand up to this edge. What I was hoping to do is actually remove this stainless steel strip, but yeah, I think for the moment I think I'm going to leave this as it is, and I'm just going to try and just bodywork up to the edge here and just take it from there. I mean, this should be easy enough to mask off. I mean, that's not an issue, but it's, I would like to have taken it out, but yeah, it would have been nice to have gotten this out, but my concern is getting it back together. So I think I'm probably just going to start bodyworking this as it is, sanding it, getting it ready for high build, and I will probably seal this after I've sanded and bodyworked it, because the concern with the actual car itself was that with the lockdowns and everything we had, I didn't know how long it would be before I got back to it. So as the case turned out, it was been, what, November, December, it's almost 6 months. Anyway, I put the camera to one side because there's no point in you sitting watching me sanding, and then just attack it with some, I think I'm going to hit it with some 80 grit first of all, just to get as much of this old whatever it is off, and then I'll hit it with 120, and yeah, it'll be ready to go back to the shop next week or the week after and hit it with primer. So okay, I will be back soon. Well, so far so good. Well, my initial thought was I would just high build this, but I think what I am going to do is, once I get it sanded down and back to the shop, I am going to seal it. Again, the paint is just, well, bloody awful, to be honest. So I think I'm better off just sealing it up, and then I'm not going to run into any issues down the line with it, you know, whatever. Anyway, I thought I'd just stick the camera on there for a moment and just have a quick update. Got the sides left to do. I am going to do that underside where it looked like there'd been a carb fire. I'll just clean that up, get some primer. I may just flat black the inside of the hood, and yeah, so I'm going to flip this over and start hitting these sides. Something that I have noticed, and that is this hood is not original to the car, because cutting through this paint, it is green underneath, and the actual car itself was black. So I think at some point this hood has been switched out, but yeah, anyway, it's just one of those little interesting nuggets. Well, there we have it, that's the hood complete. Yeah, I think I will hit this with sealer before I do anything else on it. That's the side trims there, I've still got them to deal with. Yeah, I'll have to get some paint stripper or something, strip them down, maybe hit them with, polish them up with a Dremel. So now, that just leaves the spare wheel cover. So, get this emblem off. I think it's just a couple of bolts on that side, a couple of nuts. Yeah, doesn't look too imposing. And yeah, I'll hit that and that's everything ready to go back. So, let's get on it. Just one other note, again, that seems to be the original colour of the hood, that green there. So, I don't know, the hood and this rear cover seem to be the only two pieces that are not original to the car. At least as far as I'm aware. For all I know, the hood and this could have been painted green and the rest of it black from the factory. So, as I've stated once before, I'm really not an expert on British cars of this period. My thing has always been American cars, so yeah, this is quite a new experience for me. Anyway, I'm going to get these two nuts off. They look relatively straightforward, so yeah, hopefully they don't snap. Anyway, let's get to it. Well, there we go, that's it. That's the wheel cover now sanded. So, dust. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up at this point. There's nothing really left to do on here except the bright work, which I probably will leave until after I've come back from the Chevy outing this weekend. Meanwhile, these will just go into the garage and I'll take them back to the shop. Now, the plan is for the rest of this week. It is, what is it, Tuesday today. God, I can't keep track of time these days. Anyway, it's Tuesday today. Thursday I'm heading over to the shop, and Thursday, Friday we're prepping the Chevy for the trip. So it's basically going to be a service, oil, etc. We are going to do the non-return valve in the fuel line, and I won't be doing anything on the Wolseley at that point, I don't think. Depends on whether I have time or not. The weather's supposed to be nice, so should be back sometime late Saturday. So I will see how Sunday plays out. I may actually have a go at getting the body of the Wolseley into high build, but no promises on that. Anyway, that's it for now. So subscribe, like, check out the merch store, and come back and see me sometime. Have a good one.